something is going on in Austin, Texas, and nobody's talking about it.
There's a mystery in Austin involving the deaths of at least 11 men and a lake, leading some to fear there's a serial killer walking among them.
Responded and located an obviously deceased individual. In accordance with APD policy, homicide detectives responded and conducted a preliminary investigation.
A body found near Austin's Ladybird Lake, the same lake where the bodies of more than a dozen people have been found since 2022. I'll tell you what police are saying about this recent case. Plus,
I was found at about 4:30 in the morning at the bottom of a ravine. Actually was right next to a river that would lead to Ladybird Lake.
Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to Readings from Neptune Tarot. I am the Neptuniankitty, and I'm here to do this pop culture reading on the Ladybird Lake serial killer unaliver. I cannot believe we've reached a point in society that you can't say killer or murderer, even though that's the terminology, but whatever. That's why I make my content for not kids, because my tarot readings is not for children. So if you're under the age of 21, you have no business here. All right, so let's get into it. So somebody submitted that they think one of their friends is the serial killer at Ladybird Lake. I was like, they do kind of have a Ted Bundy smile. So I can see why you think it's your friend, that they moved from the north to, you know, that part of Austin, the east, and no está pasando nada. So no, your friend is not a serial killer. They're just, they're just being divinely guided. They could be struggling with money, but that's not it. But so for those of you that are wondering, like, what Austin is the capital of Texas. And well, Austin's about 3 hours away from here. A lot of Laredoans end up graduating like high school, at least when it was the 2007, 2008 class. A lot of them went to UT Austin, San Marcos, and a lot of them stayed there. A lot of them went to San Antonio, etc., etc. And but right now there's been an active serial killer since 2008. The first drowning was of a businessman, and the Austin PD, for whatever reason, they ruled it to be accidental and or a suicide. You can verify and fact check me. I have not looked at any updates on the case because I want to be as fresh as possible when I do this reading. I want to go in as blindly as possible, so to speak. And the thing that made everybody be like, no way, is that this man was found with his wrists and his ankles tied up. And it's like, how the hell are you going to tie yourself up like that and then tirarte into the lake? Like, how are you going to do that and jump into the lake? No, you're not. That's impossible. Alguien te tiró. And I have a theory as to what could be going on, but let's get into it. I'm going to be using my true crime deck. So for those of you pop culture reading, pop culture is hot topics in the media. So, okay. And this is pop culture reading, yo. So let's see. What do we need to know about the Ladybird serial killer or killers? Is it one or two people? It has to be at least two people. Got to be a bartender and somebody else. This could be a network of 10 people. Yeah, 2 to 10 people. Or there's 10 bodies we're not accounting for. How many bodies we've been for? So far, 9. Yeah, it's about 9 bodies that either have been found or have not been found. So, bro, that was going to be my first question. My first question is this even a serial killer we're dealing with? Yeah, first card out the deck, yes, we are. And this is someone that's seen as a caregiver. This is someone that could be like a palomita. How do you translate a palomita in English? Like, a palomita is someone that you, like, the elderly that you hire to help out your family. Palomita job in English. You're like a home health provider for the elderly, basically. And so that's what this person could be doing that. Or this person, as a way of taking a load off and relaxing, they like to go out to these bars. And for whatever reason, they like to target the gay district, Rainy Street. Sorry, I was sharing the live here on my Facebook so people can see it. But so this is someone that is either into nursing or is taking care of an elderly loved one. And when they go out, they do drugs, or this is someone that might have a tendency of giving more medication to this person so that this person can pass out and they can go out and do things. This is someone that could also sell life insurance, or the reason why they're taking care of this elderly person is because of a life insurance policy, and they're very much into ancient aliens, okay? For others of you, one of these people could have faked their death and they're under an assumed identity. So if this is a team of two people, one of these people could be far right, faking the fact that they're in a wheelchair, and that's how they get people to come in unassuming. And look at Ted Bundy. In one instance, he faked that his arm was broken. And how did he get those girls in the beach to help him with the kayak? Vámonos. That's all it takes. But this was literally the first card that came out. You can rewind and watch when I'm shuffling. But this is someone that's, yeah, I was right. It's a couple. This is like a dude and a girl team. I don't know if one of the ones is significantly younger and another one is older, or one's just acting like, but someone's pretending to be in a wheelchair. This just got interesting. Yeah, and they're not greedy or anything like that. Like, these are people that they use a female to get people to let their guard down. Yeah, and this is someone that could be having financial struggles, that's for sure. I did get the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, and then it's an organized crime. Very organized. So this is going to sound weird, but I don't know if this is a couple that goes out doing this to get their socks and their rocks off, if you catch my drifty drift. And somebody needs to check the street cameras. Someone's not checking the street cameras, or these are people that are very cognizant of where all the cameras on the streets are. So that's why all the suspects, what they have in common is that, like, at one point or another, all the victims, not suspects, my bad, all the victims at one point or another end up disappearing from street surveillance. And this couple could be living out of a motel hotel that's in the district. I know you can pay like $800 every 2 weeks and you can live in a hotel. My aunt used to live like that in Austin. Just because she lived like 5 minutes away from downtown, they will gentrify and like overprice the fuck out of those crappy being motels that are apartments now. Thank God she lives somewhere better now. But yes, that's the cost of living in Austin. And that was 2017. I can only imagine now. But what's this gift here? That's how they could have enticed one of the males. Well, they've all been male. Is they go to the most wooded area that is near the lake, and that's where they get them. And near the power supply. So I don't know what plant is near Ladybird Lake. I remember when I was on my way to Mozart's, you have to drive by there, and there was like a plant. I don't know if it's La Planta, the water plant or the electricity plant, but there's like a big power plant company that's there. And so one of them can work there, but I honestly bro, this is so weird. Yeah. This is someone that the reason why they haven't hurt anybody right now, or they haven't hurt anybody, is because they are currently healing. Like, they have some defense wounds from this last attempt. The next one, this is going to be really gruesome, but they're going to dismember the next one because they're going to try to change their modus operandi. You're right. Yeah, this is someone that works in life insurance and does fraud and caregiving. So I don't know if they handle like the life insurance policies of caregivers or and stuff like that. But this is someone that like messes people's finances up, and they lie about policy so that they can get a chunk in the policy so they can give to their partner. So this is definitely a group of two people. Like, this is two people for sure. And they could have an obsession with the mountains, or or the way they met was over their love of mountains. Something about Colorado, very hippie. Mm-hmm. The first victim was strangled on a boat. So that's how they ended up bounded on their hands. Yeah, the next victim, they might have some kind of a brain issue, and they might like have some kind of a mental issue, and they might have like this thing for outer space, and that's how they're going to get this person. So when they do find them in the water, they're going to be like, well, maybe because they weren't all there mentally, that's how they ended up here. No, this was a revenge plot. So the next person this cocky serial killer couple is going to take out is one of their very own friends, because like every narcissist, they think they're smarter than the cops. They think they're going to, no, unless you were alive before the 40s or the 50s, I don't see anybody getting away with shit these days, okay? Like, ni un pedo you can get away with now. No, these people do not target children. And if this person ends up being a parent, they might abandon their child like in a tunnel somewhere and then deal with the mom or dad elsewhere. Yeah. This couple might end, like one of these members might end up committing suicide because they don't want to get caught. Of course, typical narcissist. Yeah. And this is someone that's going to go missing, and people are going to make a stink about it on social media. They're going to go missing around Scorpio season, which is in 4 weeks from now, October 23rd till November 22nd. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to classify it as a runaway, but in reality, this is someone that's going to be missing. And then once they find them because of a natural disaster, or a tornado or a hurricane, they are going, probably a tornado, they are going to, so be careful, Austin, they're going to be found, or like a bunch of other bodies, cadavers, I'm hearing cadaver, is going to be found. Like the bodies, what did I just say? Like, bro, I'm getting chills. I'm getting so many downloads right now. Okay, so I said there's a good 10 bodies we haven't accounted for. Whatever natural disaster is going to hit this city next, that's what's going to uncover it. And this is going to cause one of these idiots to panic, and they're going to commit suicide. And this is someone that's pretending to be in a wheelchair, and or they are in charge of some kind of like they're a caregiver of sorts. Like, this is someone that blends in with the crowd so well that we would never suspect it. That they have a lot of financial debt, or they are scammers. They're grifters. Someone's getting very heated. This is someone that could hot flash a lot, or they have a fever right now, so they could be feeling under the weather. Yeah, they're losing sleep. Who are these two people? Give me zodiac signs. This could be a Leo and or a Capricorn, a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. Yeah, and that's the truth. That their messages are being blocked. Like, this is someone that also, I don't know if they got like a CB radio, but they are keeping tabs on their own court case, like on their own murder cases, I believe. They are going to take it to court eventually. But now they don't have access to it, and they're feeling sort of lost here. Right. And this is someone that they like to put stuff in people's drinks, and that's how they're able to get them. This is someone that's also going through a divorce right now, or the reason why they're not active is because they're healing and they're going through a divorce. Right. And they own a boat. Like, this is someone that's into boating. Like, this is the second time I see a boat. Right. This is someone that is repressing what they're doing big time. They could be dating a Leo, that's the Queen of Wands, or a Sag. And this is someone that could be tied with the courts. Because I did get that law enforcement was involved. Or I saw another reading that law enforcement knows about this and is somewhat involved. Because how else are you able to move under the radar like that? And that's what I said when I first saw the Golden State Killer documentaries, when I was watching them, and I was like, wait, if he was able to outrun an ex-military guy, this person's either ex-military themselves, because you have to be so fit to outrun those guys, or they're in law enforcement. But like, I think military tops police, in my opinion, because they have to do like covert missions and black ops and all this stuff. Like, one of my tios was in the military, a Marine, and he would be like, in a couple of weeks, just pray that I come back, because I cannot tell you where I'm going. Just pray that I'll be back. And we wouldn't hear from him until like 8 months later and be like, I'm back. And that was it. He wouldn't tell us where he was. He wouldn't tell us what he did. It was just, I gotta go, and then I'll be back. That's it. So this is someone that is either a child of a judge, of a magistrate, or they themselves are the magistrate. And they have been cut off financially. Like, this is someone who's a rich brat too. Right. And they're paying so that the whistle isn't blown against their favor. Yeah, so they're not going to strike again anytime this year, but I am seeing something between Scorpio and Aries season. If they don't strike Scorpio season, big time Aries season they will. Or whenever this disaster comes in Scorpio season. What is this natural disaster? This was a fated event. This could be happening on the 10th of October. This is going to force somebody to abandon this killing for fun, drowning for fun thing. And this is someone that after they push the bodies in, they go to like possibly a point, I'm supposed to say Mount Bonnell, to watch them drown or to see where the body is. Or maybe this is someone that goes to Mount Bonnell a lot. That's literally the highest point in Austin. All right. The community is going to celebrate, though, because they're going to get a little bit closer to finding out as to who this persons are. And it's going to cause a huge ending. Someone's going to survive a drowning attempt. If they haven't already, they're going to have concussions and head injuries, but they're going to survive it. And this is going to slow down the bribes that they were giving, or like the bribes they were like, or the people they were paying to get information from, because they have a mole in this investigation, which is how they were able to keep tabs. Like, this person knows, these people know, or one of them knows how the cops move in this case. So that's why they're able to be a couple steps ahead. That's either somebody that is in law enforcement, or I don't know how they're remote watching this, but they're to APD. If you are watching, whoever's in charge of this task force, start lying and see what information gets back to you. And that's how you're going to find out who the mole is. This could be a Gemini, and they're about to be exposed for this third party interference. So yes, APD is looking into it, but right now they're stuck because of whatever public figure is distracting them. So this could be the magistrate that's telling them to not look into this case, to just, there you go, distraction, to look at other stuff. And it is a woman that's behind this. It's a woman and a man. It's a couple. Yeah. They're keeping it a secret. Like, maybe these are, like, this is someone who's married to somebody in high society, and the POS low-life boyfriend she's messing with is the one that's doing this with it. How did we get into this? How do we find our way here? Through work. So this is someone that they could have met through like a wrongful death suit. I don't know, before she became a judge, she was this person's lawyer. Y bada bing, bada boom, they got elected into it. Y ahí está. Maybe they're Italian. I don't speak like that. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, or maybe, yeah, it was the death of somebody, of an older gentleman, that made these two link up together. Right, and these people go way back. So this is the same person that was responsible for the first drowning in 2008. They are the same ones that are currently active right now. Somebody's going to try to say, like, once they out this woman or whatever, that it's nothing but gossip, and that they're like a Nepo baby of sorts. And it's going to break the community's heart, but they're finally going to feel like they caught the devil in their midst, and they're going to bury them and put it away. And it's going to cause a huge fight, though, with like political parties and the justice system. And Austin is big on protesting, so expect that, because they feel like they're going to feel like the police was being sneaky and blocking the truth, and that's not right. They want everybody to be transparent. If this does end up being a police officer or somebody in government of sorts, they're going to be like, no, we're going to demand more transparency. And this does coincide with the Pluto in Aquarius, which is, as Sloan Bella said in the astrological term, Pluto in Aquarius, in Pluto return in the United States, is the stripping of the most brutal way of our societal norms. It has to collapse because it has to collapse. Look at the Department of Education. Look at how our government's shutting down because we're fighting over TANF rights. This is what I just saw Brett Favre make a speech on that, saying that anything that the New Deal brought in is not, like, I'm not even going to get there. Anywho, if you know what I'm talking about, let's talk shop in the messengers. But like somebody that actually paid attention in their history class and was not out skipping and haciéndose la ca, and now that they finally met their $1 million mindset douchebag MLM friends, now they think they know shit about government. Like, if you're one of those, don't fucking talk to me. All right? And now, if you actually had good grades and you took class with Matias Arambula, then you talk to me. All right. And it's not for me to act like my shit don't think. It's just like I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about sometimes, okay? A lot of people want to discredit me because I'm like a tarot reader and a therapist and an autism mama, blah, 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 blah. Todas mis predicciones cumplidas, vato. All right, moving on. Yeah, like this is gonna affect the APD big time. People are gonna vote for hardcore budget cuts and they're gonna put in like an independent candidate, yellows and reds to the forefront. Like, this is going to be a major loss to the city government in Austin. Like, once this comes to a freaking head through this natural disaster, not only are all these cadavers going to be found because of the serial killer and, of course, the casualties of this disaster. I'm getting an F4 tornado. Also, because if it does end up being a cop and people were protecting the police officer, or it's going to look like that, even though it's not. I'm pretty sure it's just a lot of political bureaucratic tape they got to go around through. It's going to cause a huge rift between society and the community and APD government. This is a crazy ass fucking reading. Oops, sorry. But it's going to be good news for future generations because then the wealth is going to be allocated to where it needs to be. And a new cycle. This is going to be major global news, how not only did they find out who the killer was, also how this person was like out mislocating and allocating funds elsewhere instead of where they were supposed to be funding them. That was one of the issues with TANF, actually, but I don't know if anyone in the TANF office could be involved in this situation, but I would look into home caregivers, nurses, the power plant that's near Ladybird Lake, y también los tuneles. Look at the tunnels. Look at where there's gaps in the street of Rainy Street. Because this person is going to strike again, or they're hoping to strike again around Scorpio season, but it's not going to be strong. And this is what's going to get them bounded and cut. So they're going to get caught either Scorpio, Aries, latest Gemini season. When are they going to get caught? This could be Virgo season of next year. When are they going to get the major break that they need? Leo season of next year. So Leo season of next year is going to be significant. 2025, that's a 9-year. That's us completing a cycle. Confirmation, Taurus season. Something about Chapel Rome could be significant. Bro, I cannot make this ish up. Look at this. Justice is going to be served. It's going to have the neighborhood extremely upset. Like that neighborhood these people are located in, or this motel, whatever. And it's one of those hoods where todas las puertas se miran igual, menos el número. So it's one of those places. They're going to get busted over somebody being neglected. So maybe el ancianito that they're taking care of, they're going to report elder abuse. And that's when they're going to find all this BS out. Like, what? ¿Cómo? Like, what do you mean your hijo se te va nomás de repente? And these two could have created like some kind of a cult. So this is definitely sacrificial. I would be looking into the blood moon That's the next big major full moon we're getting. And that's when Travis Scott did his ritual. A mí nadie me chinga. I do not practice occult practices like that, but I know a ritual when I see one. And what he did at Astroworld, that was a ritual. Because look at his stage. It's a portal. Why is it a portal like that? And Beyonce was using the same stage. And isn't it funny that all of a sudden they're in Paris, out of the country? But whatever. But this is a couple that believes in whatever weird ass religion they believe in. And it's not a crime of passion or for money or for love. They do this to satisfy whatever God they believe in. And they hide in plain sight, okay? But this has been my pop culture reading on the Ladybird Late Killer. My predictions on what I think is going to happen if things remain the way they are. If you guys have other readers that have done this and they've gotten even better stuff than me, please feel free to link them. Feel free to link them to me. I will gladly watch those readings. But this has been your pop culture reading, and stay safe out there. For my family in Austin, no vayan solos pa los antros. Do not go by yourself to the clubs. Buddy system. Bye-bye.